Here is your no equipment wrist prehab rehab if you've got wrist pain, even carpal tunnel, although we want to load that very carefully. We want to stimulate, not irritate. But in general, to strengthen the wrists, I've found that you need to load the wrists significantly, and I think people just don't do that enough. So we're going to give you some loading parameters here. But let's start just by opening things up. So something soft for the knees, hands off to the side, or fingers pointing out to the sides, hands directly underneath the shoulders. We're going to push the ground away, and I'm gripping, pressing the fingers into the ground and using my fingers to push, to glide back and forth. Now, don't work through pain on the closing angle, but we do want to feel a stretch on the opening angle. Yes, you might feel some compression on the closing angle. That's normal. Just don't work through pain. Don't irritate anything. And now we're going to just do the same thing, but we're going to start with some small circles. With each pass, widening that circle. Good. Keeping the shoulders stacked over the center of the circle. Good. And then we'll go in the other direction. Small circles, each one getting a little wider, little wider. Good. The further out the hands go from the knees in all of these sequences, the higher the intensity. So just be really careful as we go to the back of the wrist. Here, we're going to do the same thing, just gliding back and forth, but bring close to the knees. Still keeping the shoulders stacked over the hands. Just be a little more careful, cautious, mindful on this one here as we work the extensor side. Good. And same thing, small circles. Trying to keep those elbows locked if you can. Good. And then we'll go the other direction, same thing. Beautiful. Shake those hands out a little bit. Awesome. Okay, we're going to go back to the floor. Hands come out a little further. I want the index finger facing forward, the pointer finger facing forward. I'm going to rotate the pits of the elbows forward, push the ground away. I'm going to lean my shoulders over the fingertips, and then I'm going to use my fingertips to push me back into place. Lean forward, push back. Make sure there's not even a micro bend in the elbow. Good. Excellent. Let's go 3 more. Lean, 3. Each time trying to get a little further. 2. On this one, I want you to lean and hold. Keep those elbows locked. Lean as far as you can and hold. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now, only come as far back as you need to peel the fingertips off the ground, but make sure that the elbows are completely locked and straight. And hover the fingertips, lean forward a little bit more without touching or bending the elbows. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's come back to the mat, and we're going to go fingers, palms up, fingers facing towards you, and we're just going to pulse backwards this way. Three, 2, last one, lean and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake the hands out a little bit. Beautiful. Okay, next one, we're going to work the extensors this way. So I want fingers facing directly back behind you, elbows locked. And now we're going to pulse backwards, keeping the base of the palm in contact with the ground. Good. 3, 2. On this one, we're going to lean and hold. And now I want you to start bending the elbows and peel the palm up slowly off the floor, trying to keep all 4 pads of the fingers in contact with the ground for as long as you can, trying to get elbows to the ground before we peel them up. And we shake that out. Good. Okay. We're going to go through 3 different loading drills. Make sure that you keep the shoulders over the hands the entire time, or even over the fingertips. So I'll show from the side why that's important here. So the first movement is we'll call it a wrist flexion raise, where we are transferring weight from the base of the palm into the first knuckle. So the weight goes from here to here. And I want to keep my shoulders stacked over and control on the way down. We're going to do 10 repetitions here. Now notice if I'm pulling the shoulders away even slightly, it takes all of the pressure or intensity off the hands. I want to lean forward here, which makes it far more challenging. The thumbs can come off the ground, and we're going to do 10 reps. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now, we're going to go wrist extension push-ups. So for this one, we're going to make a fist. The thumb goes to the outside of the fist. We come back onto the mat, but we keep the shoulders directly over the hands. And from here, we are going to carefully and slowly bring the knees in nice and close at first. We're going to unravel the fist into wrist extension. Then we're going to flare the elbows. Notice my shoulders are right over the palms. We're going to push back up, roll into a fist, and we're going to do this 10 times. Good. 3 more. If it's too easy, you can move a little further out. Good. Last one in the series, we're going to go radial ulnar deviation here. So the first movement, I'm going to roll forward on the fist, feel a stretch alongside here. And then the next one, we're going to do the same here. And now we're going to press down and back up. And we're going to do 10 of these. And again, keeping the shoulders stacked over top of the hands, not drifting back. Good. And we're going to do that entire routine one more time. Back to wrist flexion raises. This time, see if you can go a little further out in front, up into that first knuckle, and control on the way down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And back to wrist extension push-ups. Good. Thumb to the outside and down. Flare the elbows and push. Good. And then the last one, radial ulnar deviation. Last 3. Last 1. Excellent. So there you have it, your entire no equipment wrist prehab rehab. If you feel like your wrists are weak, need a little bit of work, remember that's the first outside connection with the environment for all upper body movements. So if you're weak here, then developing further up the chain is going to be a lot more difficult, if possible at all. So don't forget to do the wrists. You can do it in under 10 minutes as promised. If you got anything going on, load carefully for sure, but progressively, gradually over time as things improve. Appreciate you. We'll see you on the next one.